Well, hello there. This is Geordieland 1892. I hope everybody has had a great Christmas. I hope you've enjoyed it. And Happy New Year, by the way. It seems a bit late, but this is the first video that I've put up of this year. I have been very busy over the Christmas period, so I haven't had time to put any videos up. Been a bit of a shame because there's been a lot going on, hasn't there, since the restart. But Newcastle were back in competitive action after the World Cup, starting with that game against AFC Bournemouth at St James's in the Carabao Cup. And we got through that one and we're into the quarter-finals. So fingers crossed, we play Leicester City next. Incidentally, our next opponent was Leicester City, and we played them in the Premier League down at the King Power. We were away from home and really we just brushed them aside. To be fair, I don't want to be disrespectful to Fox's fans, but Newcastle were brilliant that day, and basically the game was won after 35 minutes. They made it look very easy. I bet it wasn't, but it was a great start back to the Premier League. So straight after that, a home game. Relentless, these games onto this month. They're going to have a lot of games this month. And we had to play Leeds United at St James's Park. I honestly tipped us to win that game. It ended up a 0-0 draw. Leeds came here, and to be honest, I thought they played pretty well. I thought they were quite tough. I thought Melier had a really good game for them. We played really well, but we didn't take our chances. We weren't clinical enough. And, if we'd taken those chances, I think if we had taken a couple of chances earlier, I think we would have opened them up. But it wasn't to be, so Leeds got a point there. But, another clean sheet for Newcastle United. And talking about that, obviously, the defence this season has been unbelievable. It's just been a pleasure to watch at times how they sweep up and clean up behind them. 11 goals in total. That's all we've conceded so far this season. I think the next best is Arsenal, 14. We'll get into that match in a minute. But unbeaten in all competitions, bar one. That was the Liverpool game. So we've only lost once in all competitions so far this season. It's quite breathtaking, isn't it, when you consider that we were third bottom of the league this time last year. And now we're right at the top. Well, third top. But what a difference a year can make, eh? Now, yeah, that little matter of last night going to the capital and playing Arsenal. Now Newcastle had 10 clean sheets so far this season. We were going to Arsenal last night, and it was going to be a big test, wasn't it? It was going to be a big test for our defence and our midfield, really. Arsenal flying high at the minute, first in the Premier League. They could have went 10 points clear last night had they won. They didn't. We got a 0-0 draw down there in the capital, which I'm over the moon with. We did have chances. Joelinton had a very good chance. It was a knock-on by Fabian Schär. It was about 3 yards out. It was going at some speed. It would have been difficult to convert, but it was probably our best chance of the game. Now they started off they started as they normally do. They came out the blocks at a horrendous speed. They're really fast, and you've got to weather it. And Newcastle did. And one of my mates was saying that if we weather this for about 20 minutes, it'll slow down and, we've got a chance. And that's exactly what we did. Dan Burn was finding a bit of difficulty at the back there with Saka. But he is a great player, to be fair. Probably Dan Burn just didn't have the speed at times. But he did manage. But anyhow, rebolstered a little bit and gave him a bit more support, because I think he realised he was a bit isolated there, and the ball wasn't coming down there anymore. Martinelli played well for them, but Newcastle gave a great performance, a great account of themselves last night, especially in defence. Botman was class. Trippier was fantastic. Look, Fabian Schär played a great part in the game. Dan Burn as well. Look, I could go through the whole team really, because I thought nobody really had a bad game. Nick Pope made an absolutely fantastic save with his feet, and you know, that could have been the difference really, but you know, it came through Trippier's legs, and he must have seen that really late. It was a real world-class save, that. And you know, Newcastle come away from the capital with a point. We frustrated them. We really frustrated them. They played the frustration game. You could hear their fans frustrated. Arteta was frustrated, calling for penalties, desperate to get those 3 points. Were there penalties? Well, might have had a call on the Dan Burn one, but I really don't believe the Murphy incident was a penalty. I think it grazed his arm, and I think he was trying to keep his arm out of the way. I've seen them given, but we got away with it. No VAR intervened. Arteta was very, very vocal on the sidelines, and having a good go at Eddie Howe as well. But Eddie Howe just kept his cool as usual. I thought for a little few seconds he might have lost his temper, but he didn't. Yes, so Newcastle stopped Arsenal going 10 points clear at the top of the Premier League. And believe it or not, that was the first time that Arsenal have not scored in 17 games. So we've kept a clean sheet down in the capital against a team that's just, well, it's a goal machine, isn't it? Like I say, I thought Joe Willock as well last night. I thought Joe Willock was outstanding last night. He put in a hell of a shift. And that little moment when Chris Wood ended up getting through kind of by himself to one side, you thought, have a go, have a shot. He decided to square it into the middle, which was the wrong thing to do, really. I think he should have had a go. Maybe it was confidence. I don't know. But as it happened, it turned out that he was offside anyway. So all in all, Newcastle United go marching on. Clean sheets all over the place. It's absolutely fabulous to see. Are you watching, Mark Lawrenson? But I thought it was a nitty-gritty game last night. I thought there was moments where there was some really good football going on. I think the referee spoiled it a little bit at times. I think he was handing out yellow cards like candy bars. Madley was poor for me as a referee. I think he kind of lost a little bit control of it at times. But he was giving out cards a bit too early. I honestly thought that there was going to be sendings off. I thought at least maybe one Arsenal player, one Newcastle player would go. It didn't happen that way. But hey, it's a great result. It's the first result we've getting down there in about 11 meetings, I think. We've got to be proud of our team. Clean sheet down there. And, you know, roll on Saturday, FA Cup. And we'll be down at Sheffield Wednesday, down at Hillsborough, for an FA Cup encounter down there. Look, Newcastle United are just going from strength to strength. The January transfer window is open. Who knows what surprises that may bring. I don't think they're going to spend an absolute fortune by any means. But I think they could bring in a few players, or will bring in a few players that'll bolster the squad a little bit. Obviously, we're waiting for Alexander Isak to come back. He is training again, so hopefully he won't be too far away. But we do need a bit of depth in our squad. But hats off to Newcastle United and the lads last night. And oh, by the way, well done to the fans that made it down there, especially when there's a real strike on. They managed to get down there, and forever, always vocal. Presence there was fantastic. You could hear them last night. But a great result for Newcastle last night. Listen, that's it from me, really. I didn't want to go too much into depth into the game because everybody's watched it. And I just wanted to put my little thoughts on it, really. But yeah, I'll be back doing something on the Sheffield Wednesday game. And listen, all the best to yous. Happy New Year, and I'll see you soon. I'm out.